Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we well know, in this week, one of the biggest things that went on was the Pittsburgh Steelers releasing longtime Pro Bowl outside linebacker James Harrison. Obviously, everybody's probably been on Twitter and all this other type of stuff. You know that all these different stories going on. Basically, Harrison wanted his way out. If you probably knew a couple of weeks ago, Harrison was already making news to a few other different people about, why they bring me back. They're not going to play me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now he's made an exodus to the New England Patriots. And a long line of linebackers, outside linebackers, have played, starting back with Andy Russell, going back to the great Jack Ham, linebackers in general that have played from Lamberts and all of them guys. But really, Harrison fell into that mode, and I think they really kind of started with the nastiness of the outside linebacker, and that kind of, I think, really started with Greg Lloyd, right? From Greg Lloyd, after Greg Lloyd, then you had Joey Porter, and Joey Porter took that, and then you had James Harrison, to me, which pretty much was a mixture of the both of them guys. Hard hitting, disruptive, uh, overachiever, just basically just because of his height, because he's only like 6 foot. Uh, Aggressive, dominating, will knock you out the whole 9 yards. Uh, you know, can't say enough about him. I loved his game. Uh, was a big fan of them. I'm a Cowboys fan lifelong, but the way the Steelers organization has always been ran, always loved that organization. It's hard nosed, it's tough in the whole 9 yards. And when you look at James Harrison, hey, he was up there. But right now, I think he's pretty much done the unthinkable. And when he could have just actually just asked to be out of there. But but like I said, when you go in to talk about James Harrison and people want to know, like, why, that's dumb. Why did they do this? He could have, and he probably could have if he kept his mouth shut. I don't think Thomason's not the type of coach that's going to really take a lot of that and whatnot. You talking about Harrison, like I say, overachiever. He's a two-time Super Bowl champ. He's a five-time Pro Bowler. He's a four-time All-Pro, two-time first teamer, and two-time second teamer and whatnot. Harrison is disruptive and everything. But let's not get this twisted. And I think this is one of the things that happens with professional athletes, be it baseball, football, basketball, hockey, any sport. When your time is up, your time is up. So Harrison, who, like I said, overachiever, played around, messed around, played here and there, this, that, and the other. Harrison really started his wrath in basically 27 in 2007, right? 98 tackles. He had 8.5 sacks from 2007 to at least I'm gonna give him to 2012. He was good as any. Definitely from if you take from 2008, 9, and 10, it was no better. Especially the year I think he won the Defensive Player of the Year award. I want to say in 2008 with the Super Bowl win, and plus with that all-time great interception that he had against Kurt Warner, taking that ball back 90 some odd yards for a touchdown, damn near 100 yards. Uh, you're talking about being disruptive. You look at what he did from 2007 to 2012, which is really his last productive year. Now, be that, and if anybody really remembers, in 2013, the Steelers released him. He went and played a year over in Cincinnati. He didn't do too much. He had like 2 sacks. 14, 15, and 16, Harrison is basically averaging 5 sacks a game. For somebody that plays an outside linebacker / edge rusher, you got to get more productivity in that and whatnot. Harrison is 39 years old, and like I said, from 2007 to at least I'm gonna say to 2012, he was the best in the business, especially when you look at 8, 9, and 10. 16 sacks in 2008, 10 more sacks 2009, 10.5 in 2010. He had 8.5 in 2007. You're looking at somebody that had over 100 tackles twice as an outside linebacker that's balling. His tackles, 101, 79, 100, 59, hurt a particular season. And in 70, last time he had 70. Outside linebacker need to have about 70 to 80 tackles a year, 10 to 12 sacks, 8 or 9 tackles for losses. You know what I'm saying? Some pressures and some knockdown balls, and be around the ball and do some fumble recoveries and what have you. James Harrison doing it. James Harrison productivity has went down since 2013. I think they kept him around because they loved him being a Steeler, and he embodied that. But he basically literally spit in the Steelers' faces by talking crap about them not playing. And somebody like Mike Tomlin is not going to really take too kindly to that, and he'll send them guys down the road, give him his wish. But he basically said that he wanted out. That's at least that's what the story goes. But I'm, and that's neither here nor there. He goes to the Patriots. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, because and Belichick doesn't go for a lot of drama, obviously. But at the same time, uh, James Harrison, I don't care if you could bench press the Steelers facility. You're not. He didn't have it no more. He's 39 this year. He didn't have it last year. They needed him to be on his A game last year when they played the Pats. He didn't even really do anything. He doesn't have the explosiveness that he had. Does he have power? Yes, he can bench press it. He can bench press the damn facility. That's not doing anything for your leg if you don't have that thrust off of that corner. He doesn't have it no more. He's gotten older, and everybody else knows that. And I think Tomlin was going to use him in certain situations as that veteran leadership and get in some situations, and he'd be fresh for the playoffs. The man just missed that, and he gets all upset and mad about that. So he forced his way out. So he left, and all this drama going on and stuff like that, which is really sad. But then again, that's pretty much part of his part of who he is, I believe. But his time was basically up. But he goes over to the Pats and does what he does. But it's like your time is up over here, man. You're not the player that you used to be, by no means. Like I said, 2007, and I give you to really, I say 2012, but really from 2007 to 2011, that was the best James Harrison was going to get. That was it. That was his prime. That was his prime, due to his attitude and a lot of different things that people will tell you about from 2002. He didn't do anything in 2003. He was over in Europe somewhere, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, Harrison really didn't do anything. So he wasted about 4 or 5 years. And a lot of that was attitude problems and getting in trouble and stuff like that. And he rebounds and has a nice 4 or 5 year run. He's basically been done since 2012, 2013. I mean, he had scared a few people hearing that, but he was not the pass rusher that he used to be. So that's it. So James Harrison, I mean, he probably, like I think Darren Woodson has said it. He said he probably was going to probably go down as one of the, in the Steelers Hall of Fame. But this guy, with him doing what he did, maybe that he doesn't care about that kind of stuff, and that's fine. But it's just like, it's for Steelers fans, I guess, it's concerned. It's like, wow, that's utter betrayal. But when it didn't even have to be that way, but that's what he wanted. But no, James Harrison, it's over with. It's been over with for a few years now. And I think Mike Tomlin and the Steeler organization was doing a favor just keeping you around, having you around, and you didn't see that as that. It's like it's a new, when your time is up, your time is up. Just bow out gracefully or stay around and try to help the young guys. Now it's coming out. He didn't even bother to try to do any of that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. But James Harrison, hey, you had a nice run. Very good linebacker, outside linebacker. Will he go to the Hall of Fame? I don't think so. But had a great career based upon being someone was an undersized outside linebacker. You guys check me out at Everything Football 62 YouTube page. Subscribe for the page. Got some questions or whatever, comments. We'll do some dialogue. Check me out on Twitter, Everything Football 62, Untucked Man, uh, Untucked Man 62. Check me out. Follow me and what have you, and we'll go from there. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.